Sorry, I had to burp. Hi, everybody. That's
Hey
nobody in
guys.
the in the audience, but that's okay
Because
because
no,
you're probably
you
watching
didn't
this
tell nobody.
afterward. Yeah, I didn't tell anybody. I did that on purpose because I just came up with this idea 2.5 seconds before um I got on here. And the reason why is really I just wanted to talk to Chris about Euphoria because we realized this we also share the love for this show. And um I didn't want to upload the audio. I'm lazy. I didn't feel like putting it to like go to streaming.
Honestly, like you and Tam really have the right idea. Like I don't have any episodes that I haven't uploaded in anything, and like you guys really have the right idea.
Well, I just thought
Like,
because okay, the people that I'm with, the host that I'm with, I pay
mm-hmm.
for a certain amount of time to post.
Okay,
So if I do
okay,
too many, then I start having it's not a lot, but you have to
yeah,
pay
yeah,
for the
yeah.
overage that you've done, and I'm not gonna upgrade because I don't know how
Oh,
to do
for
that.
these like little bonus episodes, I
Yeah,
get
so
you.
if it's like little stuff or these things, like I would rather go
Mm-hmm.
live or just put it on YouTube and let people watch it and listen to it there versus
Right,
putting it up on my host that's gonna charge me because I went over
right.
the
I
month
hear
or
it.
whatever. So that's just
All
that.
right.
So that's why I did it. Also, maybe when we do this again in a couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
maybe people will watch it. They'll join us next time, and they'll probably have maybe some people will, join us in the comments. Not
All
the
right, cool.
creepers, not the. I
I
hope
mean,
the bots don't come back in here being racist. I don't have time for that today. But regular people that just want to talk about Euphoria, maybe they will comment and help us have a conversation about it. So that's why I didn't tell anybody.
mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go to YouTube right now and get you the link.
I mean, just so I can share it.
Yeah, let me find it and we'll get started.
Oh my god! So Josh never watches this show, and
Mhm.
he just happened to come home because so I watched like I had like four shows to catch up on. I realized
Mhm.
I didn't watch the last episode of Dexter, so I was watching that. Righteous Gemstones, and then what else? Something else. Something. Oh, Power, and then end the. I like to end it with Euphoria because I never know, you know what I'm saying, how I'm gonna end up feeling.
Oops, sorry,
Because it's
sorry,
like,
sorry, sorry.
what? What are you sorry about?
My bad. Go
What'd you
ahead.
do?
I had to go to it to our live so I can get the link, but it was
Oh, I
talking
couldn't
while
hear
you
it.
were talking. You couldn't hear it?
Yeah. No, 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 no.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
definitely heard it. It was freaking me out because your voice on top of your voice is just it is weird.
Double annoying. I get it. No,
No,
so
never.
what was I gonna say? Oh, so I was ending my night with Euphoria, and he happened to stop by on his break,
Hmm.
or whatever, and he watched the first like parts before the title scene. He was like, "It is a lot of dick. Like this is not the show for me."
Listen,
And I
what
was
I
like, "It is a lot of dick, but like literally once he closed the door, like it was like Rue shit, like in regular shit." I was like,
right.
"Oh, like."
I will say this season it has been quite a bit
A lot of
um
overload on the
of penis. Yeah.
white peen.
Um, which I would say, how can I put this? Because it's not that I enjoy the white
Go ahead.
pain, but um, it's refreshing to see a show because sometimes you watch these shows and you're like, man, they just all they do is show naked
Oh,
girls, or
so
all they do.
girls.
So
Oh,
this is an
okay,
equal
yeah.
opportunity because how much pain have we
But
seen so far?
like, I'm gonna
I mean,
need I'm gonna need Rue to
something
go to
attractive.
Crenshaw High or something. Like,
Yeah, there are no black. Well, there's one black
there's
person.
no who Rue
Uh,
and her sister.
no. Oh, I forget about her. No, the boyfriend that from last
Oh,
season. He was
I
just barely
guess.
on this season. I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
exactly. He's barely on here
But really,
because
there are
he
no
want
black
Cassie
people in
back so
California?
bad.
Because that's
I
where they
mean,
are,
not
right?
Cassie. What's her name? Yeah, California.
There's black people around. So
There's
I'm
hella
confused
black
about
people in
that.
California.
That's neither here nor there. Hi everybody. Welcome to
Oh, hey.
our breakdown of Euphoria. I named the show These Kids Are Wild because if you've never seen Euphoria, oh my God.
These kids is wild. If you ever watch Degrassi, this is like
The
this is
opposite.
like time. No, this is like time. This is because Degrassi always made me feel like, whoa, like high school is about to be like real, like it's gonna get real serious, right? High school never really got that serious for me. So, but I would say Degrassi would be like here, and then Euphoria is like, and then it keeps going. Like it's definitely like times 25. Like because Degrassi, you got people getting pregnant, niggas got stabbed at the senior party.
It's been
selling drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Niggas got shot in the hallway, tarred and feathered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like things happened at fucking at the grass. You feel me? But like when we're talking about Euphoria High, like these kids are wild.
Like if you haven't seen the first season, so if you're tuned in, we're about to talk about Euphoria season 2. So if you haven't seen season 1, I would say, well, tons of spoilers, yes.
Yes.
But you would need to, I would say, watch season 1 because that kind of sets up so you'll know what we're talking about, because you kind of might be a little bit lost if you don't get all the backstory of season 1. Right. Also, like Khris said, it is, I was shocked and appalled, but I could not stop watching when I first saw.
Yes, like I always feel like, I honestly don't, I think it is a show that I would like to watch by myself. Cause like, it's just, like, I'm 30, I'm about to be 36. Like, and there are some things happening that I'm like, but I think we're like that. Cause we're like, these are kids, right? Like, these are kids. Like I didn't do that until I was like 28.
Right. Like I think the worst thing I was doing in high school was like, I probably took a sip of my uncle's 40. Like I wasn't a part of any of that.
Come on with the 40 though.
But that's what they drank. Coke 45.
Then you was Coke 45 sipping. You should have went to Euphoria High, bitch. You're the black girl to go to Euphoria High.
No, I don't think I would fit in. Not in my high school days, not there. Anything and everything happens in Eurphoria. I don't even know the name of the high school, but
we call it Euphoria High on the internet.
Euphoria High. So in Euphoria High, any and everything is happening. It makes me, it's like eye-opening because I'm like, are kids really going through this nowadays? Is that what's happening? Because I didn't see that in my school, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen in other people's high schools. And it's crazy. So it's a short, like, I guess, what would you say, synopsis of Euphoria, or kind of what it's about, is following the main character, Rue, who is a drug addict. Pretty simply, right?
A drug addict.
And she's like, what, 16?
Yeah.
What were you about to say? Not a person that does drugs?
I mean, not a person that like does drugs like recreationally, like with like when she goes to like a party. Like this is a person who like wakes up and thinks about drugs, like and how she's gonna get drugs to get her through the day. Like this is a person that is like dependent as fuck on. And the thing is one thing about Rue though is like she'll do whatever. Like she don't give a fuck. Like it doesn't have to just be like coke. Like it doesn't just drugs, have to be fucking pills. She will do whatever the fuck. You tell her it's gonna get her high, and she's going to be like, absolutely.
Give me more of that, please.
Yes, ma'am. May I have some more? Like that's
like, yeah, that was good. Maybe I'll do something else next time. Like, let me try this one.
Like, right.
Like she's trying food at a restaurant or something like that.
Like she's having tapas.
So yeah, watch the first season because I'm not gonna go through the whole story. Just know that Rue is an addict, and her first season she tried very hard to not be one. But at the end of that season, we know she relapsed, but I guess we're kind of wondering, hanging in the balance, like how that happened. You know, not how it happened, but what happened after that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she is. We're getting there. She is that little girl. Poor baby, poor Rue. So I guess let's just start with this season, right?
Listen.
Oh my God. It's only been 3 episodes.
Yes. And it's only been 3. I said that as the credits were rolling on this third episode. Like, nigga, it's only 3 episodes. Like,
I feel like I've been watching a year already because that first episode took some time off my life. I'm not gonna. I like my stomach hurt physically as I'm watching this show because it was so much like suspense. You didn't know what was going to happen, right? So,
right, exactly.
The first episode, and we're going to kind of go through the episodes quickly. We'll probably talk more about episode 3 because that just came on last night. But just to catch us up because we're behind 3 episodes. I just decided to do this, and Khris said, "Okay, let's do it." So I said, "All right." So this is where we are. So we know that Rue has relapsed in episode 1 because she's flying free. We learned about
flying free.
We learned about Fez's background because it opens with his grandmother back in the day when he was a kid and kind of how she was doing things and how she got him into the business that they were in.
Is this episode 2?
That was episode 1, right? Was that episode 1 or episode? What was episode 1?
Hold on. I'm going to figure all this
episode
out.
2 opened. Episode 2 opened with dude being beat up and it was him in the hospital.
Damn, really?
Nasty Nate. That's what I'm telling you. So much happens. You think that
episode 1 may have really taken years off of my life.
I told you. I told you that.
Oh my God. For real?
So much happened in episode 1 that you think you're like mid-season and you're not. Yes.
I can't. I swear to God, I thought that the one that opens up with Fezco's grandma was episode 2.
That was 1. So the grandma, you show her business, how she gets things going, how she got Fez in it. It shows how Fez got his little mark on his head because she was beating somebody up that either owed her money or something like that, and he caught the crowbar. He woke up and had a little brother. They don't know where that kid came from, a person that owed her money.
And they were just like, "I'll be back," and they never came back.
Never came and got the kid. So
and
now he has a little brother, Ashtray.
Right. Basically, Fezco was Ashtray to his grandma.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Ash is crazy.
He's like 8. Like, how old is this nigga? Like,
I don't know, but he don't play around. Like, we'll get to it, but this boy is not a kid. Like, he's like a little person or something. Like, he has to be like 40 years old. There's no way he can have that much like about himself that he carries himself like that. But
I mean, you saw their grandma and you see Fez, like,
that's true.
That's all he know. Like,
Fez is not even that hard though. Like,
he not. Doesn't he remind me of Mac Miller? Like, scarily. Like, it's scary.
They look a lot alike. I never really listened to his music, but I know who he is, and that I've seen him, and I was like, this guy looks just like Mac Miller. But
like that's all I see when I watch the show. It's crazy.
Do they sound alike? Not really. Because Fez is kind of he talks with a little hood.
I was saying like an urban like I hang around black people accent, like kind of, but not really. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. So the grandma, we learned about that. We find Cassie out in the parking lot crying about. Was she crying about the breakup? Because I'm confused about the timeline. Like, how soon does this end or this start after the first season? We don't really know that, do we?
I don't think we know. It's just New Year's, right?
Right. It's New Year's, but I'm thinking if she's still crying over her breaking up with the football guy, and that happens so long ago. I don't think it would have been instant. Right?
So you think it just I don't know.
Why was she crying? I just don't know. Why was she crying?
We
don't know.
Crying?
He was just crying in the parking lot.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff we don't know, like what's wrong with people coming back from season 1. Like,
that's true.
Like, it's a couple people, like, I have no idea, like, what. So, like, there had to have been some type of time elapsed because there's some like real gaps in like understanding how people left season 1, like, and how they are currently in season 2.
That's true. Okay, so Nasty Nate finds her in the parking lot, which is her
What we
best
calling
friend's.
him?
Is he not?
Oh, that is his name. Huh?
His name is Nate, but I call him Nasty
Nate.
Nate.
Nasty Nate. I get it. That's his name now.
Nate is Cassie's best friend's ex-boyfriend at this point, right? So they talk, and there's this party happening somewhere, and so he's like, "Do you want to go with me to this party?" So they do some weird stuff in his car, like I don't know what was happening. I thought this was like one of the first cliffhangers, because I'm like, okay, he's gonna ride her off the cliff. Like he's not even paying attention. He's going off. I thought she was going to hit a tree and her head was going to fall off. Like that's what I thought. I didn't know what they were going to do with the direction of the show during it. Did you not think that? Her hanging out of that car?
I don't know that I thought her head was going to come. I thought maybe something would have come close to it, and she would have been like, and had like a moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she seemed like she was scared at first, and then it seemed like it kind of turned her on or whatever. So they were having these like moments in the car where they were about to get it on whenever they made it to their destination. So that happens. So they're at the party. By this time, they get it on, and Maddie's at the door.
I have a answer about timeline. So this is only like a couple weeks, because this isn't even a couple weeks. This is because episode 1 is New Year's, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's only a week. So it's only basically been a week, because it says because this is like the first time they've seen each other since Christmas.
Okay. Season 1 ended before the holidays, though, because I don't remember them talking about any holidays.
Don't we have to include the 2 specials?
Oh, you're right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Rue's special I didn't watch Jules' special because I was still mad at her, and I'm still kind of mad at her.
Not you picking a side and not watching both parts.
I was not going. I didn't want to hear from her. Did you watch it?
Honestly, it was good. They all were good. They both were good. But here's what I think. I know it was not possible, but I think season 2, Rue and Jules' relationship could have been better if Jules would have saw Rue's special.
Probably. You're right. Because that was intense, just sitting at that diner talking to her sponsor and finding out like a little bit about him and his family. So yeah, maybe I'll go back and watch Jules. I'm just not.
Jules was living her life. Like,
honestly, I'm glad she was living her life, and Rue's like down in the dumps. Thank you, Jules. I'm glad you had a good time having big fun wherever you were. Meanwhile, my girl Rue is like wallowing in all the drugs she can find to numb the pain of
you
leaving her at that train station. I'm not over that. Okay, let's move on.
I mean, see, it's kind of like, oh man, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of like the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing. Like when Rihanna was over it, I was over it. So if she forgave him, and then it's not forgive, but it's like, all right, nigga, like whatever. Like he be making too many songs anyway. So but so same thing. So it was just like, well, if Rue's not mad at Jules no more, then it's like, what am I holding a grudge for? Like that's they shit. Like
yeah, that's not me. I'm not over yet. I was invested in the relationship, and if you're just gonna do my girl like that, I'm not accepting you yet. I'm gonna give it a little bit. We'll see how the relationship goes. I'm the friend in the corner, just like y'all have y'all good time. I'm just over here chilling. I'll be cordial, I'll speak, but we're not playing no family games together. Like I'm not playing Uno with you or Taboo. We're not doing that. I'm just gonna be over here drinking my drink. And then if y'all last a little bit longer, then I'll warm up to it, but I'm not ready yet.
Right, I hear it.
So let's see. Cassie and Nasty Nate get together.
He is nasty Nate, nasty Kai. Okay. So my Chicago accent can't like I have a hard time saying like cow.
Cal.
I have a
Oh,
hard time
nasty
saying
Cal. And
that.
I'm mad about that because he's McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy. He's not
Yes,
supposed to
yes,
be
he ruined y'all
nasty
shit.
Cal.
He
And
ruined
I
y'all
can barely
shit.
say Cal. Maybe it's the Midwest
Is it the
accent or
Midwestern
something.
thing? Because
I don't
like
know.
I automatically want to go cow, like
Cal.
like but then that's how I say cow though, like
Cow.
so
Yeah,
it's not so
Cal and I
cow
have
and
to
then
think about it to say
like I say Kyle like cow, like
Kyle.
and then I'm saying
Same.
cow like cow,
Cow. Yeah.
cow,
Cal. Okay.
cow.
Nasty
Anyway,
Cow and Nasty
nasty
Nate.
cow and nasty Nate.
You got to watch season 1 to find out why he's nasty. We may
Yes, he's
find out
nasty.
more in this season, but I put down Fez likes Lexi. That was so cute.
It
He was
was
like
cute.
trying
That
to
scene on the
talk to her.
couch. And you know what I like about this nigga Fez, and like I don't know why all the people that haven't ever met him like are like super McDreamy about him, because like he is so attentive. Even if he don't really give a fuck about what the fuck he's talking about, he doesn't fucking let that he like hit like, and that's what held Lexi's fucking attention and like what made her so fucking intrigued about, you know what I'm saying? Like what's happening.
Right.
You good?
Tell security I said what up.
They say hi.
Yeah, but it was just really cute because you never really see him in that light like that, and he's just like, oh, what do you like to do, and blah blah blah, and what are you interested in, and all this stuff. It was cute. It was very cute.
But it was like him being attentive to the like responses, because those are generic ass questions, but it was more so of him like really like
listening
to her and like eye contact and all of that shit, like in a room full of people, you know what I'm saying? Because that's sometimes hard, you know what I'm saying, especially like when you're talking to like people you don't really know like that.
And I think they would be cute together because she's like the nerdy, like upstanding kid in all the school
Citizen.
and the citizen, right. And he's like this hardcore drug dealer, but it's cute. I would like to see where that goes. Rue sees Jules. That's near the end of episode 1, but I was wondering if she had saw her earlier, right? She was kind of like trying to dodge her when she saw her when they showed up at the party.
Yeah. Rue saw her at first, and then at the end of the episode, Jules sees Rue, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she's like, when did you relapse? Thank you, Rue. Thank you for saying when you left me at that train station. That's when I relapsed.
I'm really glad that she did, because I was like, oh, so glad you asked, bitch.
Right.
Like, let me tell you why. Like,
exactly.
Goddamn, girl. Like, anyway.
So they did that thing. Rue met a friend, Elliot.
Oh yes, Ellie. That's my boy. I love him. He just came out of nowhere, and I fucking love him. Like, he's great.
Wait,
except for the fact that he's doing drugs with
right. And I'm not going in any particular order. I just jotted down some ideas. Okay. So prior to them going to this party, they go to this Fez takes Rue, his
Are we
friend.
on episode 2 now?
No, this is still 1, girl. A lot happened in 1. This is what I'm telling you.
Oh
we haven't even made it to 2. The drug deal. Okay. That was the next thing that took my heart, because they go on this drug deal to try to get some drugs because Ashton killed the connect that they had. Because he was tired of it. So Fez needs a new connect, and one of his friends is like, I know this lady. You have to go through her ritual, but she can probably hook you up. And they pretty much kidnap them, shake them down, do all this stuff before she can trust that she can give Fez this drugs.
Shake them down, Jay.
Make it. Well,
she said, listen, it was a real trap house, and she really said, get naked. Like, that's what she said, and she meant it. And the niggas was not playing around, and Rue was playing around.
Now that was another heart pounder, because I'm like, okay. When he made her go to the back and in the shower and take her clothes, I'm just like, oh my God, please don't show no scene of her like getting assaulted. I don't want to see this. Like, I was just really like, my heart's beating. This, she's a kid, she's a minor. She had already said that. I think she took her pants off and then he left her alone. So thank goodness. But again,
well, he basically was just getting her wet. So if anything was electric on her, it would have like broke.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's why he took her to the back, because she clearly was not.
If she had a wire, yeah, if she had a wire on or whatever. So that I was shook by that. So then he brings her back out, and then they do this. They have this drug deal. Well, the girl in the car that came with them left some heroin or something, or what did she leave? I think it was heroin that she left in Fez's car. Rue finds that, and just for funsies, she took the heroin that the girl left in the car. So
right.
Fast forward to the party. Now she's on heroin at this point. She meets Ellie. Ellie's doing, what is he, snorting crack or something?
I don't really know how to identify drugs if it's not weed.
I don't know.
But it was like something. It might, because people snort pills, so it could have been like a pressure pill. I honestly don't know what it was, y'all. He was just doing the drugs.
Right. He was doing the drugs.
Tells you about. Yeah.
And then Rue was like, oh, well, if you're doing it, I'm going to do it too. So then she goes and does the drugs he's doing.
Right.
Has a cardiac arrest. How her brain is still functioning, I understand, because she tells him that she needs to, he needs to go into her sock. I think she has an Adderall pill in her sock because that will speed up her heart, because the drugs that she taken, she was getting ready to overdose.
She's about to die, y'all.
She's telling him, okay, my heart rate's falling. I think something's about to happen. Give me this Adderall, crunch it up, let me snort it, and I'll be okay. And then they go back to
heart pounding for me.
Girl, I put my food away. At that point, I'm like, I can't eat.
Like this.
Right. Like what? What are y'all trying to do to me?
Listen.
Right. Exactly. Oh yeah, that was the girl's name, Faye. So that threw me. And then
her lips are like, I can't.
Which one?
Faye's. I cannot with her lips.
The girlfriend. Yeah, she has something.
Well, she's not a girlfriend.
She's that guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, is that his cousin?
The guy's girlfriend. I thought it was his cousin, but maybe not, because I don't even know if they have family for real.
Well, true. Whoever it is, he must really be close to him, because she's staying with them now because he got arrested.
Right.
So episode 1 ends with Fez finishing up his conversation with Lexi, just as quiet and cute. Ash is like, okay, it's time.
And he's like, hey, maybe I can get your number. Like, and so Lexi's like, yeah, like, she's super like smiling, like smizing and shit, and putting that shit in her phone. And this nigga quietly gets up and walks over to Nasty Nate
and commences to beat the living daylights. What? They
cheered.
They did. Oh, he did do that. You're right.
They shared some words where I feel like that Nasty Nate felt like it was probably just about to be squashed. And it's a new year, new me. Let's toast to the new year and not the bullshit. Right.
Right. And it started off like that.
We all thought that we was like, okay, like, because maybe the conversation with Lexi gave him a change of heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe I'm not going to come here to do what I came to do. Like, so it's cool. I got a bitch number. Cheers, my nigga. And then he fucking broke what the fuck he was using. It was like a bottle, right?
It was a bottle first, yeah.
Yes, he broke the fucking bottom of the bottle off and commenced to fucking punching and fucking stabbing him. Or he knocked him. He knocked him out with the fucking bottle and then
just went to town. Just over and over and over. And I'm like, he's gonna die. He's gonna kill him. And like nobody is stopping him.
Nobody was like stopping him or being like, hey, or getting the biggest guys in the room to come over. Nobody was doing any of that. Niggas was just letting it happen. You know how niggas be.
Right. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. I hope he all right. He does that. Ash goes to Rule's like, okay, either you going or you not. Like we're
You
about to
need
get
a
in your
ride or
car.
not? Because we're about to here.
Right. That was so funny because he just opened it. Look, if you want to ride, you better go. Because
Listen, the time is now, Rue. Like, you're gonna hear some fucking rubber peeling in a little bit,
Right.
and that's gonna be your boys. Like,
I know you ain't got your bike here right now, so you might just want to get up. Go ahead and get up.
Yo, ruin that bike, nigga. Ruin that fucking bike. Dude. I love it.
So yeah, he beat him up. They carry it
Mhm.
like Cassie, Maddie's or Cassie's ex-boyfriend or somebody else carries him off to wherever. So that ends that. Episode 2, I don't have as many notes, but episode 1 was so full of that, and that was just
It
one
was so
freaking
much.
episode.
Bitch,
Crazy.
I'm so appalled that all of that happened in season 1. Because
Girl,
I'm sitting here like some of this happened in episode 2, but you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Episode 2 was like tame compared to episode 1. Episode 2 was just Nate daydreaming about Cassie while his face is like just bloodied to death. Cal is there trying to figure out what happened to him.
Right.
Because he doesn't want to really tell.
Right. We get the gas station scene in episode 2.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it now? Or
Yeah.
Well, anyway. So basically, his son is beat the fuck up. And he finds out who beat him up. So he goes to the gas station that Fez works at or whatever. I don't know what be happening in there.
What is he? He owns it. Don't they own it?
It's their store. Like,
wow, Ash is like chilling in the cooler. Like, is it not cold back there? Like, what is he? He's always just behind the drinks.
Listen, he's a hot nigga like Bobby Schmurder. Like the ice cold can't keep him down. But yeah, so Nasty Cal drives up to the fucking the station. What is it? A convenience store? It's not a gas station. Maybe just a convenience store. I don't think I don't know. Anyway, because he the reason I say not a gas station because it seems like it would have been regular for him to pull into like a stall, like as opposed to like parking where he parked. So anyway, he pulls up. Fez is there. Ash is there in the ice box. And then fucking help me, the girl that he was just talking, Lexi,
yeah,
Lexi's there, and he finds out that he works there because he basically follows Lexi or some shit, right? Okay, so he comes in and he's like acting like
right before that he had interrogated Cassie and Lexi as to that's how he found out that he Fez beat him up is because Cassie got scared and told. And then apparently he probably followed Lexi to the gas station.
Right.
Yep.
And so no, you're fine. And so he goes, he's acting like the fucking cops, asking a whole bunch of questions. And then what happens? Why did I start this and I couldn't remember?
Well, because Ash is he's pretty much looking like he's going to do something to Fez because he's kind of walking around like just touching different objects, not really looking like he's gonna buy anything.
He's not about to buy nothing.
Right. Ash is in the cooler looking at him like, I wish you would. I'm waiting on you to make the wrong move. And we all gonna die up in here pretty much.
It was like a Mexican standoff, y'all.
It was. Sorry, I put the link in the wrong chat. So now I don't know if you got it now. I'll put it in the regular chat. But he doesn't do anything and he leaves, right? The gas station. And then that's it. Nothing really else. Oh, Kat had this whole daydream because she doesn't like her boyfriend.
And like, that's what I was talking about, how I know. So now that we know it's only been a week, damn, Kat, like you were super in love with this dude. Like when we left season 1.
Yep.
Like they were very much in love. I mean, but we know why she doesn't like him. It's because he's kind of like boring. Yeah. Because we have to remember, okay, so if you haven't seen season 1, Kat is like a fucking like online, like, I don't know if the proper term is dominatrix for what she does, but I think so. Anyway, she's a camp girl, and like she's kind of like reserved and stuff in real life, but like on cam, like she gets to like, you know, be her true self or whatever. And so I feel like this boyfriend of hers is just like catering more to the outside version of Kat, and Kat doesn't want that like when they're together alone. Like,
Right.
yeah, he's trying to make love and Kat want to fuck. Like,
Right. So she imagines this, I don't know, barbarian like taking
right.
her in the night.
He's the guy from Game of Thrones, like the fucking
Oh, I've never seen it.
Rockies or whatever they call it.
Okay. But you also find out that she kind of is having an issue with loving herself as well. So it probably is a
Which
battle.
could probably contribute.
Right. Why she feels like maybe she's not deserving of him loving her because she doesn't love herself. So that's a deeper thing that they'll probably get into later down the line. So that was really all of episode 2 with all the action that happened in episode 1. So
right
now we come to last night's episode, and OMG, like, okay, I just wrote down Rue is crazy. Cassie is obsessed.
Are we on episode 3 right now?
We're 3 from last night.
Okay. All right. I'm
What?
ready.
And now I didn't go a play-by-play on this. I'm just okay. First of all, let me just get Cassie out of the way. So,
okay.
Cassie.
Oh wait! I'm sorry. Real quick, we did miss something in season 2 or episode 2 that's important for this episode.
Oh, okay.
Fucking what's the other girl's name?
Maddie.
So Maddie, and fucking nasty fucking Nate.
Yeah. You're right.
It's important to know that they're doing all the sneaking and creeping, right? But at some point, she feels like it's wrong that she's doing it. Mm-hmm. He mentions that they should stop doing it. And I think that's just important to understand what's happening.
Also, Cassie and Maddie spends a little bit of time together, and Maddie's like, maybe I should give Nate another chance. I think, you know, maybe he loves me.
But Maddie obviously doesn't want that because
Well, Cassie doesn't want it, not Maddie.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Cassie doesn't want it. Yeah.
Right. She's kind of talking to her like, yeah, well, you deserve to be loved by like somebody who really means it. And all the stuff you guys went through before, kind of trying to talk her down about it. And Maddie's like, yeah, you're right. But still in the back of her head, she's like, yes, I kind of want Nate back. So episode 3, Cassie is full on hooking up with Nate every Friday. They have to be a secret because obviously they show a montage. Don't want to
get her ass beat.
Right. They show a montage of Maddie like giving it to every reacting because she don't play around. Literally smashed the girl's head into one of the hand dryers in the bathroom. So Cassie's like, it's what? Business. You're right. So maybe we don't need to say anything. But at the same time, she is like vying for this man's attention. He's ignoring her at school every day. And every day she is like.
And when we say.
What?
When we say she is like really vying, like
crazy.
She's getting up at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. 3 hours like before she has to get ready for school.
3 hours before she has to get up. Rolling on her face and fucking micro whatever.
All those little instruments that you do on your neck
just
and
doing
all
everything,
over here.
Just all of this. Like she's 17, like they're 16, like
nothing needs to be lifted. You're fine.
Like everything is exactly how God intended it right now.
Right.
And she's doing all this and she's trying different looks and outfits and hairstyles and makeup and shit like that. At one point, she even the only day that he even recognized her,
right?
Or he even acknowledged her, I should say, not recognized her, was the day that she came and was dressed exactly like Cassie.
Right, the same exact outfit, just a different color.
Exact outfit the same kind of hair, like
and almost like the
everything.
makeup. She had like the little wings.
The
didn't
makeup
she?
too. Yep, with the
Mhm.
yes. That's the only day that he like actually like looked her way for real, and
And
she was over the
over
fucking
the
moon about
moon,
it.
right? She was
I
the most
cannot.
excited she's ever been.
I cannot. Like, nigga, not after you've been ignoring me all fucking week.
Right. Oh, that little breakdown she had in the bathroom when they
When she
she
was
looked
dressed
like
for Oklahoma.
looking like Tammy Wynette, like she's about to like go to the Grand Ole Opry.
She about to click her heels 3 times and go back to Nasty Nate house.
They did show like a little I guess it was a dream sequence, but she had yelled out how she loved, like she was with Nate and how they had been together and all this stuff, but obviously that wasn't real because I was like, oh, okay, look at her, just
Right.
like, okay.
She was like, so it's not like, she was like, you guys were already broken up, like, and I love him and blah blah blah. Like, girl, I was like, you not gonna do that.
She didn't.
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
I thought for a split second, I was like, maybe she might have just like really, because she's been going crazy, like getting up at 4 a.m. every day and like just trying to get him to see
like,
her. I think she broke.
And he you're okay.
So that was that. We'll get back to the Cassie and Nate thing at the end, but so that happened. Rue or not Rue, Jules is kind of skeptical of like what's going on between Rue and Elliot, because so nobody knows. So this episode is about Rue lying to everybody. So clearly she's back on drugs, but she's just telling everybody she's doing weed. Now I've seen people on weed. I've never seen people act like Rue. That's on weed. So I don't know how people were believing that, but
you know what's so
people were.
funny is I didn't even hear the music when her sister asked if you were high.
Because there was none. That was
It was
her.
just all in her head.
Yeah, that's why when her sister said, "Are you okay?" and she was like, "Uh-oh, what do I do?"
Yeah.
Right.
She was very high. She had a pillow in her hand. Like it was a lot. It was a lot.
Right.
She was very high. I've never done that on weed. Like I've
never seen anybody do that. Not all that movement.
I've never heard a song in my head high so vividly. Like
right. I believe that too, that her mom is, well, maybe her mom didn't see it because her mom was on the phone saying she was proud of her, that she was doing so well. So maybe she's just not
and
around.
She had that little business suit. She had that business suit on and shit.
Oh, girl, we'll get to that because this is.
I'm so scared for her.
Right? Like literally, like I know her or something. Like, oh my God, something's gonna happen to her.
Please give the drugs back.
She's lying to everybody saying she's on weed. Jules, now her and Jules are like a thing again. But Jules is also hanging out with with Elliot. They're doing drugs. Right. Jules doesn't know this, but she's trying to get to know Elliot and maybe in hopes of kind of trying to figure out what's really going on.
What he wants with Rue.
She thinks he just wants to bang Rue. He says he doesn't. He would do it, but it's not. He doesn't really care, really. But so she's kind of interrogating him, trying to figure out, and they kind of have like a little spark. I don't know if you noticed that when they were just talking with him and her, and Rue was gone to her.
Oh
meeting.
Yeah. She was like, he's handsome. Like, yeah.
That was weird. So,
yeah.
So that happened, and then what else happened before we get to the whole drug suitcase?
Hold on, let's see. So we did the Cassie and the Nate thing. I mean, we could talk about Cal's fucking backstory, but really, to me, it's not pertinent. We already knew that he liked dudes. Like,
oh, they did talk about that.
Like that was a large part. I told like that was a large part of the first part of the show. But I mean, like, it's just we go back when Cal is basically the same age as like Nate, basically, and he's a wrestler and he has a best friend, and basically they're fucking low key in love with each other, and they both get girlfriends and shit, and they'll be sitting like making out with their girlfriends on two different couches and like looking over each other.
Oh,
and shit.
That was
like
just very weird.
They should just been like, y'all, like let's just all just do everything together. Like so much,
very,
like too
very,
much,
a lot,
too much,
a
too much. But so like they were very much in love with each other, but basically he ended up getting Nate's mom pregnant, and so then that was the end of
that.
Yeah, so I mean that's all that it really was. It didn't really tell us anything new that we need to know about Cal, like besides like we already knew that he would fuck a guy, like, you know what I'm saying, like
because he's been doing
that,
right.
Like,
but I guess it kind of just shows a little bit, just like kind of how I guess he's always been suppressed, which is sad because you would hope that somebody would be able to just live their
fucking life. Yeah,
but obviously he's not, has never really been in a position to. It seemed like his dad kind of knew something was going on when they were in that room.
Yeah,
telling each other sex stories and getting aroused.
Yeah.
But then he said he had a girlfriend, and I guess that was supposed to make it all better. But
yeah. Hey, I got a girlfriend today. Like
his mom was like, "Oh, how nice." He's got a girl.
And his dad like, all right, nigga.
Right. Let me see how long this one lasts. Let me see.
Right.
Anything else before the suitcase? Because I cannot believe this happened.
Oh, yes. So Lexi is writing a play. And it's basically about their like her and Cassie and their parents' lives, like better, basically. And the only reason I bring that up, like, because it's not super important yet now. Like, I don't know how much they're gonna like get into like the production and actually putting the play on. But right now, it's important because Cassie is so fucking wrapped up in fucking trying to be cute for Nate and meet this thing on Friday that she's not even realizing that her sister is writing a play about their lives. And I'm pretty sure that if she knew that, she would probably have a fucking issue with it.
Right. Because you don't know how detailed
when she got up at 4 a.m. Exactly. You got up at 4 a.m. to get cute. Your sister was in her bed, wide awake, typing away. You didn't ask her what she was doing up at 4 a.m. Like, well, she did, but she didn't answer.
And a bunch of people were
auditioning.
Now this is the thing I kind of don't get.
She don't even know. She don't even know. Like she didn't even know nothing about it when they.
That's what I'm saying. How did she not know when she had posters up all over the school?
Because she's not paying attention to anything except where is Nasty Nate and why hasn't he feasted his eyes upon me? Like
right. You're right. What else? Let
me see.
I think that's about it. Prior to this last couple of scenes, Rue comes up with this idea that she wants to tell Fez, her homie, because he's a drug dealer. He doesn't hear her out because all he says is what Khris has on her.
Hell the fuck no, Rue. And she was like, "Well, you can't really say that because you haven't let me finish." She was like, "Hell the fuck no, Rue. Hell no, Rue. Hell no, Rue." Like he really meant that because all that came out of her mouth to a drug dealer that is a close friend of hers that knows how she is and knows she probably not good for the money.
Right.
Like she said, "Let me hold $5,000 worth of drugs." He was like, "Boop, that's enough of that.
Never mind.
I've heard enough. It's a no for me, dog."
So Rue throughout the episode is like really kind of walking us through how she's deceiving everybody from knowing that she's really doing hard drugs again. It's that they think she's just doing weed, and she goes through these steps, and somehow, she goes through all her drugs that she had. She only had like a little pack of whatever. I don't know, that girl had or something.
Yeah.
She runs out and she says, and I don't know if you caught that. She said something like, "I need to figure out a way how I can get drugs or take drugs for free or something," right? Like not have to pay for drugs. Is that what she said? Because that's when she came up with the idea.
Yeah, she basically wanted a way to be able to do drugs for free.
Right. Okay. And she thought by going to Fez and asking them for $5,000 worth of drugs,
She was
then
going to what? Just use $5,000 worth of drugs, or
right.
like say that she was gonna pay him back. Like, but we all know like Rue is probably not good for it, which is why I'm very
She ain't even
terrified
got
for her.
money.
Like,
Where's she?
that's
So
what I'm saying. She's not good for it. Like, and she a shifty ass. I
addict.
love Rue, but she's shifty as fuck. Like,
So now, so y'all remember the lady that we talked about that made everybody get naked? That
Lori, yeah.
Fez's Connect or whatever. I know it's not called a
Mm-hmm.
Connect on this show, but I watch Power too. So the
Yeah.
Connect.
Right.
And
That's what she is.
however, Rue got herself together, put on her mom's business suit, goes over to this lady's house and says, I have an idea for you. Pretty
She
much she
tells the
says, go ahead, you can.
I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't know what the deal was, but Lori's not a fucking person that's gonna play around. So she allowed Rue to tell her the whole plan. So it's no, she did. She did. She said she was gonna
did.
get some girls to sell the drugs, and then she was going to have a program or that where she would be able to basically be able to have blackmailing stuff
Right.
on the
Have
girls.
their phones with all their stuff in it, and she would hold their information in a cloud or something like that.
Yeah, so that they couldn't there was no risk of them going to the cops because they wouldn't want that shit to get out.
Right. And this lady, for whatever reason, believed her. And she says, I'm going to give you $50,000. I'm going to start you out with $50,000 worth, 50K. And Rue was like, okay, wait a minute. She was like,
bring
okay,
it back,
well,
bring it back.
let's
How about
not
10?
start so, yeah, let's not start so high or whatever. And so the lady gave her
10,000. Which is
$10,000
again, I just want you to remember that's double what she was about to ask, what she was asking Fez for.
In a suitcase. And I don't know what different kind of, it looks like some weed was in there and some other stuff in there.
It was a lot of like, I don't know what that fucking Nicorette patch was. Like, I thought it was LSD. I thought she was gonna pull like a thing and like it was gonna be LSD, but it could still be LSD.
It maybe was because she just left the wrapper on her.
She just left it on her tongue. Yeah,
I think that's how they take. Well, I don't know. I don't know nothing about no drugs, but
yeah, you drop acid on your tongue.
Yeah. Right.
Girl, oh yes, right.
3.95.
Yes.
Right. You're right.
Like, no, bitch, you don't even be awake in class.
But she gets this harebrained scheme, and I'm thinking, like, okay, what 5 girls is she really gonna try to blackmail?
Who is she even gonna fucking ask?
Is she gonna really try to blackmail these girls? Her friends, you think?
Not the Squid Game. I mean, who the fuck else is she going to? If this is really a real fucking plan that she's really going to fucking do, Jay, how the fuck? Who else is she gonna do except Cassie, Kat, Maddie, fucking?
That's it.
Lexi. Well, I don't know about Lexi.
Well, no, because Lexi doesn't really have anything. No, Lexi doesn't have anything that I don't think she would be worried about.
Yeah, she wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah, she could definitely tell.
But before Rue leaves, the lady says, "Don't you screw me on this. Like, bitch, you owe me." She had the amount of money because she was like, "You can flip this, whatever, make all this profit." I think she said you'll make $7,000 or something profit off of it. You get 40 and I get 30, or maybe she says she gets 40 and Rue gets 30, whatever it is. Not 40, 4 and 3. But if you screw me, I'm gonna kidnap you. And something else she said, do some very bad things to her where she would wish she were dead, pretty much. So
yeah, she basically said way worse than the fucking last time you was here.
Right. So
like, if you were scared last time, don't fucking play me. And that's when I was yelling at the television, give the suitcase back. Like,
right. Why would you take? Oh, and the lady doesn't know that Rue is this addict. So I'm like, you're just giving her, like, she's not going to make a good decision. Like, I don't even think she's going to make it. She's not going to make it through $10,000 worth of drugs. I think she's going to overdose before she gets to that point.
God, I can't. So I mean, she's probably going to go share something with Elliot. So maybe.
I'm just so scared for her. So she's riding around with this suitcase on the back of her bike. to an
Listen,
her
rolling it
narcotics,
behind her bike.
right,
Amazing.
to her
To
meeting,
the NA. Yep, to
NA
the NA
meeting.
meeting.
Her sponsor, she finds a way to piss him off so he won't be wondering what's in the suitcase.
Well, that's what happens when people are having intimate conversations with you and they share real shit with you, and then in an argument or a heat of the moment, you go and throw it in their face. Then people really stop fucking with you. And he really warned her, and she really thought it was a fucking game, and he really walked and left her the fuck there with all of her fucking whatever bullshit.
But I think she did that on purpose because she didn't want him in her business to know that that was a whole suitcase full of drugs. Like, she doesn't realize that he really is gone. But I think in the moment she did that to just push him away. She just doesn't know that when everything falls down, he's not going to be there anymore for her. So that was crazy. So then it ends with two different things happening. So she has this suitcase in her room by herself. She walks in with the suitcase and the suit. That's when her mom sees her. It's like, "Oh, where you been?" She's like, "Oh, I was auditioning for Oklahoma."
Auditioning for Oklahoma.
Oh, okay, that's cute. She's on the phone. Oh, yeah, she's doing so good. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of
She
her.
must
And
be
you're
an
just like,
Oklahoma girl.
right. Goes right to that room, unzips that suitcase, and puts something on
it
her
is like
tongue.
everything. It's everything in that bag.
Everything.
In that suitcase. It's everything. Anything you can think of, everything that you ever heard of that people can like do to get high, it's in that bag.
Right. $10,000 worth of that.
And what's the first thing she do? Not assemble a crew, but open that shit up and start
taking
it.
Like. Right. So, okay, so
man.
And then we flash back, or we go back to Cassie, who it's Friday night. It's time for her and Nate's date or hook up or whatever they do. She's waiting in that little special spot, waiting. He's not showing up. Where does he show up?
Well, we see him driving with some roses or some flowers, and he definitely shows up to Maddie's house
with the roses.
So
now, Cassie's what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say Cassie is just gonna spiral, because I don't know if that means they're getting back together, but clearly his attention is not on her. If he's like stopped having sex with her, I think he's moved on to go back to Maddie.
And what's Maddie gonna do the first thing the next time that she sees or talks to her is be like,
gonna
girl,
tell
guess
her.
What? Girl, guess what? And Cassie is going to fucking poke herself in the eye with a pencil.
Right.
Like, okay. Also, Cal starts to follow Fez again because his son.
Oh, how did I forget about that? Oh my God.
We forgot about that.
Yes.
So
right.
when Nasty Cal was interrogating Nasty Nate about what the fuck, why his fucking face was fucked up, he basically was like, well, dad, since you like to fuck kids, like I was protecting, I was standing up for you, I was defending you. And so he was like, he mentioned that he saw that he had the tape of Jules, right? Yes. And so he was like, and it's missing. He was like, where's the tape? And he basically didn't say that Fez had it, but it didn't.
He didn't say that he didn't have it.
Right. So now Nasty Cal is on the fucking scene again.
Thinking he's about to do something.
And your boy Ashtray finds him, like, because that's what Ashtray do.
With that shotgun.
And he eliminates it. He said they fucking had him tied up in the house. And he's like, bruh, like, what is your fucking problem? Like, what do you want from us? And he's like, I just want the tape. And so basically he tells, and the whole room was calling this bitch Jewel the whole time.
Yeah, Jewel. He doesn't say Jules. It's
he
Jewel.
Never says Jules. He never says Jules. He was like, you fucking Jewel? Like, and so
I thought that was so cute. I don't know why, but I just thought it was
like,
cute.
and then everybody just kept saying it, and fucking what's her name was like, Faye was like, who's Jewel? Like, nobody. That's nobody.
She's so dumb.
So basically, Cal finds out that his son was lying, and they don't know anything about him fucking Jules.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Basically, he should have said that your son is just an asshole, and he got what he deserved. That's what he should have said, and left it at that. So anyway, so now that Cal knows that they're not the threat, he's like, okay, can I leave? Ashtray, I think, has already gun butted him like 4 times or 5 times by now.
I thought he was gonna kill him.
Because he threatened to call the police. He threatened to call the police, and that's how they found out about the tape. Because he threatened to call the police, and Ashtray was like, "Call them, then. Call them, and we'll just all be in trouble.
Right?
We'll just all be in trouble because you don't have anything to hide. Just call the police, and we'll just go in trouble, and we'll be in trouble, and you can get to go home."
Right.
And so he wouldn't call, and he was like, "Call, like," and he wouldn't call.
He's like,
and then that's
blood
when he
is
told him
just
about the tape.
Drizzling down his face.
They don't have the tape. He's like, "Please, can I go? I'll pretend like I never was here. None of this happened." And then Fez is like, "The only way that I'll let you leave is if you stay the fuck away from me, Jules, Rue, forever. And you and your fucking
son.
nasty Nate. Yeah. Your son. Yeah. Tell your son to stay the fuck away from me and my people." And he was like, top of the morning, and he fucking left.
Top of the morning.
Bruised up. Good day. But like, and he fucking left, and because now he about to go be mad at fucking nasty Nate for him getting his ass beat.
Now we do know who has the tape.
Who has the tape?
Maddie.
Nate. Why?
That's the whole reason.
Why?
Season 1. That's why she saw either she saw the tape or she had it. But that's kind of why they broke up, because he would watch those tapes and like whack off.
Oh yes, when she
watching
was
his dad.
Yes.
So he took it. No, he knows she has it. I think he knows she has it. I think
he does.
I don't understand. I don't remember why. Fez was after Nate though. Was it just because he knows what went down? Because Nate was stalking Jules at one point.
I think that's what it was, just because like he was being a nuisance to his people. Like,
okay. Yeah.
But it's interesting that you reminded me that Maddie has it, because now I'm like, how sincere is Nasty Nate going back to Maddie?
Do you think he's only doing that to try to get the tape back? Probably.
He
really likes it. Well, when he was like, his face was beaten in, all he did was imagine himself with
was about
Cassie, not Maddie,
having babies and shit.
So it might be that, because he had that conversation with his dad, and then that's when he went to go see Maddie. So we might be on to something.
Maybe.
But okay. So that's the end of episode 3. So Khris, I have 2 questions for you. What do you think about this season so far? Like, is your mind blown or what?
It is. And I've seen a couple of reviews about this season, and people feel like it's out of, like, they feel like it doesn't have any like structure to it. But like, I don't know how much structure you can give to this volatile ass shit. Like, I do like the long ass Cal, the long ass Cal part. Like, this is so hard for me. Like, that part made me feel like they have too many characters and not enough like screen time. Because, like, again, no shade to like people's like journeys to like self-discovery or anything, but maybe this would have been a better portion that they could have put in season 1. Because, like, we already know all of this, like, besides the fact that we didn't know he was in love with his, like, best friend. We kind of knew, we already know all this stuff. Like, we know that he likes women and men. Like, we knew that.
Right. And
to me, this portion of it made me just feel like that nigga is still on their payroll and they needed something to give him for this season. Like, like,
yeah, you're right. I didn't really think of it that way, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, and again, it was beautifully done. Like, it really was, like, to see like that they were like that they were like real friends, you know what I'm saying? And it went from like being like really close friends to like admiration to like love. Like, I visually, I'm here. Not visually with all the fucking penis, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was beautifully done. I just don't think that it was necessary or made sense in the flow of the season.
Maybe not with him. They
Yeah.
probably could have did a spotlight on like one of the actual main characters and not like because
Yeah,
he's
that's
kind
what
of
I'm
like a
saying.
side character. Yeah.
Or even throw this at the beginning in season 1 when right after we found out that he was doing that shit.
Right. That would have made
You know what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, like I don't like I said, it's all chaotic. I think that's the point. So I'm enjoying it. I don't know how my heart feels. Like my heart be racing like real tough, like every week when we be watching the shit. That's why it has to be like my last show. Like, and when I I'm like catching up for the week, it's got to be the last show because like I don't know what kind of mood it's gonna leave me in. Like I might be super sad, like or just like damn, that's fucked up. Like you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So, but it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, this show
fucking wild.
Right. This show, I would say that it's kind of, you know how this is not a show that romanticizes like life. Like this, a lot, I wouldn't say
At
true
all.
life, but this doesn't glorify drugs. It makes me feel sad for Rue that she's struggling because you can really see the struggle, even though she feels like she's in euphoria. You see everything around her kind of crumbling and how she can't really deal and how she's like avoiding her problems and stuff. So I like the show in that sense because it's gritty and it's raw and it makes you feel real things because you know you actually care
really
about this person. So these actors are great. The writing I think is great because it makes you feel emotion. Like if I can't finish my food and I love food and I'm sitting here watching this because I'm scared something's gonna happen to these people, like I like it so far. I mean, the first season I didn't expect any of that, and the second season is already like so much, like you said, so much has happened already that you know
it really has. Like
I don't
it feels
know.
like we should be like it's enough stuff has happened and we just like glossed over a lot of it, but so much has happened we could literally be like almost at a finale, like
right. And it's just episode 3. I don't know how many episodes they normally have, but geez, like just out of 3 episodes. I will say this one thing is funny. So here in Austin, they have this TV festival. It's kind of like the Cannes Festival for TV shows. I never knew that this was happening. I only knew it because in 2019, Chloe and Halle were supposed to come with Grownish, and Grownish was going to be here premiering whatever season they were in. And so of course I was going to go because they were there or supposed to be there. They didn't show up, by the way, but we had a conversation about it. They apologized.
Is this a grievance?
No, because they said they couldn't make it. They were sorry. They thought they could make it, but they had scheduling conflicts or whatever. I was like, okay. Anyway, so they were premiering like the little pamphlet you get for the whole festival, which is a weekend. Euphoria is on the front of that pamphlet because they were premiering this show. Now I didn't watch it when it first came out. I think I caught it maybe like 4 episodes in, and then I binged it and then I started watching it. So this big thing was like everybody was talking about how Euphoria and Zendaya, and it was supposed to be like Zendaya like you've never seen her before because she's like a Nickelodeon star or something, Disney, Nickelodeon, something like that.
Nickelodeon. She's Casey Undercover.
Okay, I never watched it, but
it's a great show. But like,
it's
so funny because like my niece and my daughter used to watch that show a lot, and so she like when the first season was kind of starting, like Cameron, because she's always like, hey, like always just trying to come in and shit, and she's like, hey, is that Zendaya? And we were like,
get out of here.
Yes, it is, ma'am, but she's an adult now, and please move. Like, she's for us now.
Right. So that's the funny thing. So they premiere Euphoria at one of the panels. And the way it works is you go in, you're like in a theater, in these different theaters or whatever, and the cast will come out and talk a little bit, and then they'll show either part or like a whole episode or something, and then they'll have question and answers, right? So they premiere this show. They show episode 1.
I was going to say how many episodes? Just 1? Okay.
Just 1. They only showed the first episode, and then they had question and answers. How about it was kids in there? So many kids showed up for Euphoria because Zendaya was in it. And I think she had an article or they showed something like this on the news or one of the entertainment things. Like a kid went up, was like, hey, how are you? And she was like, are there kids in here?
What are you doing here?
Why do you have your kid in here? This is not for kids or whatever. And she looked out and it was like full of kids or whatever. So they had watched
Oh
this
my
first
God,
episode
bitch.
of that, but I just thought that was so funny because I'm like, kids
Holy
don't
cow. Could
realize,
you imagine a kid watching the first episode of season 2?
girl. I think Rue
Bitch,
was high on the first
I
episode
don't
of
know if
season
I should have
1.
watched it.
Right.
I don't even know if I should have watched season
Right.
1.
Their little brains can't take all that. Like,
holy
but
cow. That's
I just thought that was funny that
crazy.
that was
That
like
is
the
really
first
funny.
coming out, like the first premiere of that, and all these kids had seen it, which they said that it was rated R, like not rated R, but like it's
It's
mature.
MA. Yeah.
You should
it's
not be
MA as
watching
fuck.
this, and people still brought their kids to it, but whatever. So, what are your predictions? What do you think?
Bitch, I just
What do
hope,
you think
I just
is
hope
about to
Rue don't
happen
die.
with
Like,
Rue?
I just hope she don't die. Like, I don't have no predictions for her because she don't have no predictions for herself. Like, I just don't want her to die. Like, Rue, look at me, girl. I'm looking at you in the camera. Like, Rue, just don't die, girl. Please close that suitcase up. Go ahead and recruit your little fucking apple dumpling gang or whatever the fuck, and get your
Not
shit
apple dumpling.
and pay these fucking people. Pay that lady back. Because you don't want those problems. You don't even want to get naked. So you're not going to like what she going to do to you if you don't have her money. Like, I'm just so terrified for her. I'm also hoping that, like, Kat either figures out what she needs to figure out or lets this little boy go. Because, like, he really cares about her. And it's like, it's getting to the point where it's almost like it's rude to him. Like,
Right.
like she's being like, she's getting more and more disinterested. And I just feel like, I hope that she can separate that. Let me think. Her face is gonna crack like a porcelain doll. Like,
Right.
I mean, Cassie. Like, her face is gonna fucking crack. Probably at the play. Probably next week when she finds out that her and Maddie are. She's gonna be fucked up. Is what I'm saying. And at the end of it, Cassie may be doing drugs. I don't know.
Maybe she might be Rue's best friend.
Maddie is giving me vibes like this shit really ain't gonna last with Nasty Nate. Like, it's gonna last long enough for Cassie's face to break open. Like, I feel like.
And she'll be done with him.
Who
You can go ahead.
Lexi. Lexi. I don't know. Like we said earlier, very interested to see if like Lexi and Fez is a thing. Like, because that could be interesting. Maybe he'll stop her from finishing this play. For she ruined her family. Right. But I don't really Lexi's do you think I just predict she's gonna do good in school and like be here next year. Like,
do you think that it's that much going on in her family that is gonna, because I don't remember what her
well, we don't really see, but they were showing in this episode how like she was an observer, like that's what they were saying, like as they were like getting you to know that she's a writer or whatever, and it was just a lot of arguing across the table, a lot of like Cassie trying to like be the band-aid of the situation. So I feel like the more that she writes, we're gonna find out that it's some crazy shit that probably has happened. Okay. Yeah. And Lexi's never done anything. That's what I predict. I predict that Lexi actually fucking takes a stand at some point, like for anything, bitch. Like she don't do nothing. She don't move for nothing. Like,
right. I think they had brought that up in season 1 because something about they were saying something with her and Rue, like Rue just runs over her or something like that.
Oh, well, because she was one of the loudest people last season trying to get Rue to like make sure that she stays sober. And when Rue was starting to not be as sober as she was trying to be, I should say, like Lexi just kind of like, she wasn't really, it's just like, if one of us was on drugs, like you're not just going to be like, hey, Chris, like, I think you should stop. And I'd be like, well, girl, c'est la vie. And then you'd be like, okay, well, okay, just think about it. Like, you're going to be like, bitch, like, right, you're going to fucking flush my drugs down the toilet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like Lexi was in a lot of situations with Rue that the other girls weren't, that I feel like Lexi could have been a louder friend, I guess.
Okay. What do I think? I agree a lot with what you said, other than I know that she's not going to die. But
Rue?
I think, yeah, she's the main character. She's not gonna die, but she's it's gonna be a tough thing for us to watch what's about to happen to her, because either she is going to like be overdosed or in a coma, or just something health wise
Or
is gonna happen to her.
kidnapped?
Or yeah, that
Like,
lady's gonna kidnap her and torture
ugh.
her.
Oh
And
my
either
god.
one of those I don't want. And I mean, to see it, like how her sister was so like heartbroken when she
Upset.
realized that she was on drugs again. It's like I don't know if her family can take, like, I don't know. I think she
And
might
as
get
of right
kicked
now,
out.
remember, guys, she's only told her sister that she's smoking weed.
Right.
So who knows what's gonna happen when they find out that it's more like
Right. And everything.
Rue.
And
Oh
all
my
the
god,
drugs that
Rue.
she has. So I hope
Oh my
Drew, I hope Rue comes to her senses and either takes that suitcase back, or Fez finds it and takes it back,
I mean,
or he can
here's the
sell it to
thing
her or
though,
something. Like,
Jay.
not like she can't keep that suitcase.
Here's the thing, Jay. Like, drug dealers are not like Target. So like once you like leave the property with that shit, you can bring the drugs back if you want, because they're gonna want their money. Like,
Right.
so
True. They want their money.
so like she can't. So she, like I said, the moment was when she said she was gonna break her knees or whatever
You're
the
right.
fuck.
You're right.
See, true shit. And they hella killed this nigga West. But she had her opportunity to leave the fucking suitcase, so that's not a door that for Rue. The doors are she about to get fucked up and something bad's gonna happen to her. Door fucking number 2 is she gonna get fucked up because she ain't got that lady's money and some bad shit's gonna happen to her. Or C, fucking, I don't even know. Like, maybe you're right. Maybe she'll give it to Fez, and maybe, but like he got his own shit. Like, damn, Rue,
Yeah.
like Fez could maybe can maybe be at his wit's end with her too. Like, she lost her
He has
sponsor.
been kind of losing his cool with her a
He
lot lately.
has.
Yeah.
Like, like he's not as lenient as he used to be with her. So it's like, and we're watching her alienate herself from people. So we don't know that her getting in this situation will not do the same for their relationship. So then in that case, ain't no Dorsey. You feel me?
Man, that's crazy.
It's all bad. Like, there is no door where Rue is gonna be like on top. Like, I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Now, I will say, I think at the end of this series, I could see them, like, her dying. Like, I don't know if it would be like this happy. She went through however many seasons on these up and downs, and now she's riding off into the sunset with her family or whatever. I think I can see them killing her. Like, she's dying. She's overdosed, or she had a relapse after being clean for X amount of years or something, and she dies. It just seems like this type of show. Possible. I don't know. But
gives you like Nurse Jackie vibes.
I saw a little bit of that. I haven't seen it all, but yes.
Yeah, because like it's just a lot of, you're right, the up and down, and then at the end it's just like
right. All right. Yeah. Well, we did it. So we will be back in 2 weeks, and we're going to cover 4 and 5, because I just don't have we busy out here, so we ain't got the availability to be coming to y'all every week. But we will cover 4 and 5. We'll see what kind of crazy stuff will happen by that time. But
everything.
Yes, thank you, Khris, for joining me. I don't know if you want to plug your show, and I mean, y'all should know who she is.
Yeah, Shenanigans with Friends. Everywhere you listen to Dope Podcast. All Docked Up comes back on January 30th. Doing or I think the 30th. I don't know. It's a football day, so I'm not gonna lie, you guys. It may be the 31st, because I don't know. We got football to watch. So
okay.
But just you guys know where to find me.
All right. And I think that's it.
Cool.
Check y'all later. Whoever's watching this after the live, feel free to comment, and maybe I might promote the next time, and maybe we'll get some people here. Shout out to Sherelle for showing up. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sherelle.
All right. And that's about it. So we're out of here. Peace out.
Bye.